Hey guys, ODST Journal here, back again with some more Eridanus mod. Um, so today I'm going to be covering update 0.13 and talking a little bit about, as the title suggests, the mod possibly having just died. I'll get into that in the end since there's a lot of mucky stuff going on with that, but we'll start off with the good stuff here, and I'll kind of go over some of the stuff that's gone on with this update. Like the last update, this update added a lot of new things, but it's not quite as polished as the last one due to a early release. There's a few new weapons that have been added. The first of which is the M247 machine gun. It's a medium machine gun. You guys can see it's not fully textured or quite set up fully as far as the animation goes. It's got a single shot fire mode and a full auto.
Running low on ammo.
And it's got 100 rounds in the clip. Kind of cool looking machine gun. I like it. There's no attachments made for it quite yet. Next up is another machine gun. This one's the M73 light machine gun. This one also has no attachments. It has a 100 round clip as well. And it also has a full auto mode and a single shot mode. And it's got pretty nice iron sights on it. I think I forgot to check though. So look at the the medium machine gun uses 7.62 rounds, and the other one uses the same rounds as the battle rifle. The rocket launcher was fixed. I don't know if the guided rockets work. I haven't actually checked that, but as far as drop-off goes, that's been severely reduced. If you tried shooting that far in 0.12, it wouldn't have made it like half that distance. As you guys can see, there's also a animation now where this basically just stays open when you're firing rockets. If you reload, then it goes back and closes down again, so that's pretty cool. A new sidearm was added. This looks like a stock Arma 3 gun, but it's actually just a default preview image. The weapon itself is a new one, sort of. It is actually the M7 submachine gun, which was already in. As you guys can see, it's actually stuck firing, which is a bug, and that's actually a problem with a few of the vehicles and stuff. Actually, the Pelican over there is one of them. This version has a collapsed stock, which is actually needs to be fixed a little bit. You can see the, at least I think that's supposed to be fixed. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to look like that. But yeah, anyways, this stock is collapsed down. This version's got single shot, 3-shot burst, and full auto. Default clip is 30. Reload obviously is bugged on it, as you guys saw. He pulled out the primary weapon and reloaded that instead. So this is pretty cool since it takes up the sidearm slot. So it's a really interesting weapon, I think. Really cool addition, and I haven't looked to see, but I'm not sure if it takes all the same attachments the standard one does. So at least in personal armor, it doesn't show those attachments, but that's something that you could probably add at different points. You know, you probably have access to it elsewhere. Oops. As far as uniforms and stuff go, not much was added. There is a couple of additions. As you notice in first person, the ODST visor is now blue, and it's a little bit easier to see through. It's not quite as disruptive. A lot of people were making complaints about that. And myself and these two other ODSTs are sporting some equipment that was added in. 4 of the devs had specialized ODST armor added in. 0, Sterls and the dog, and then I forget who the last one was. But yeah, 3 of them can be accessed through the editor. The other one you have to get through personal armory. Actually, we can check right now who that was. Maybe. Okay, Scorch. There was a 4th one I did see, though. Maybe I'm going crazy. That's also a possibility. Okay, so 0 the dogs, strolls, and scorches. Okay. Strolls is pretty awesome looking. They did add a additional backpack, as you can see on my back here. I've got the radio. I believe this is the model they used in Halo 2, I want to say. I can't really remember for certain, but I think this is the one that the guy has in Halo 2 after you first see the Scarab and it walks over everybody. He's on the machine gun, Sergeant Banks. As far as equipment goes, that's the majority of it. There's a ton of new vehicles and a bunch of new props, as you can see all around me here. I guess we'll kind of work our way around, covering everything. Start over here and we'll swing back. Okay, so some of the props they have are these kiosks here. Each of them has promotional art on them. These are just designed to go up against buildings, so there's nothing on the back sides of them. I'm not really sure if there's going to be any sort of function or anything to these, but they look really cool. I love this whole promotional thing for visiting Reach, and it talks, it mentions all the cities and stuff. Like I said, nothing really going on with the terminal itself. This is hilarious. Love the warning, the disclaimer for this Warthog, for the Golden Warthog. The other side's a thing for our Corbulo Academy from the Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn live-action movie. And then we have a UNSC recruiting station using some of the Halo 3 ODST promotional art. Okay, so we'll swing back around here. We'll take a look at the Pelican. So the Pelican was already in, but as you guys probably noticed, and as I pointed out already, is that this does have a gun now on it. The gun's controlled by the co-pilot, although the pilot can take control of it. They just won't be able to turn it. And this is also going to be new here. So now there's gears for the ramp. So the weapon on here is, you still get the laser marker, but now it's also got a 30mm cannon with high explosive rounds. So this thing can put some hurt on some people. As you guys can see, it's not necessarily perfect firing. It seems to shoot a little bit high as to where the reticule is. So I'll hop out of here, take a look at the next vehicle. Unfortunately, they didn't add the turret, but that can still be used in the attached to script if you know how to do that. There's actually a thing on that on the Reddit. So here we have the Falcon. Pretty cool vehicle. Like the Pelican, it's got a nose-mounted gun turret, although it's a different caliber. And then, as of right now, obviously it's not completed. They do intend to add some machine guns and grenade launchers onto the side. So we'll hop into the pilot seat here. It's a pretty cool looking cockpit despite not being textured. So this is the nose-mounted machine gun. You can alternate to rockets, and then this goes back to the machine gun. So I think that can put some hurt on some people here. It also seems that the cockpit can be opened. It is permanent animation. It's not animated yet, obviously. Selecting it here, it's not doing anything, but it's just a nice little touch. I'll hop in the back here. There's going to be a few different back seats, and it's not really clear on how the turret's going to be controlled. Some people have suggested making use of some concept art for the Falcon that had a pilot and a co-pilot. Oh, it seems you can clip through this. I didn't even notice that before. a lot of other people suggested that just using the back seat, and that's probably what's going to happen. Is you'll have 2 gunner spots on the back seat that you'll have options for, and then you'll have the option to get in the back seat. Just like a regular console, doesn't do anything. It's just another prop designed for the frigate. Here's a holo table. It's got a 3D, at least partially 3D display of Altus. As you guys can see, a lot of it's white. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's, you know, pictures of the roads and stuff on there. You know, there's a couple of mountainous regions that are slightly raised up. Plans for this will be that you'll be able to like go up in here and you know, change it to the map, and they'll have Stratus, and then when they get there, they're gonna add the 1 or 2 maps they plan on making. Next up is the Mako drone. This is a basically it's like a modern day drone. It's gonna be used for the Insurrection. We'll swing around here. We'll take a look at these trucks and we'll go back that way. So we have 3 trucks here. 2 of these are mules. This is the Insurrection variant, and this is the UNSC variant, obviously. And then the Stallion. Now these are basically modern day trucks. The Stallion here was actually, it's obviously basically just a Hemet, but it was used in some video, I want to say, for Reach, showing off the Master Chief's training. They added 2 new variants of the Warthog. I'll show off this one first, just because the other one I like a little bit more. This is the anti-air Warthog.
Out of ammo.
I already used the ammunition. I forgot about that. I tried recording this earlier. I screwed up on the recording. So I'll just kind of describe what it does. It shoots. It's got 6 rockets in here, and basically you're able to rapid fire those 6 rockets. However, once the rockets are out, obviously it doesn't just generate more. It seems that you have to go do a reload vehicle. This one, I don't know if I fired all the rounds. I think I got rid of all these 2. This one
need ammo.
Also carries 6. It carries 3, and then it reloads, and then there's another 3 in additional storage. I like this one a little bit more than the anti-air, because this one's basically, it's a tow missile, so when you fire, you're able to guide the rocket by steering your camera around like you would with a regular tow missile. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, it's standard Warthog. They come in all the standard Warthog colors, you know, black, tan, all that. This here is pretty cool. This is actually not a prop. This is a enterable vehicle. It's a frigate gun, as you guys can see by looking at it. There we go. These are going to be the cannons that are on the frigates. This can be turned. Right now there's only 1 firing mode, although Space Navy had suggested they plan on doing a 2nd firing mode that fires a little bit slower than this too, if you want to go that route. This uses 40mm rounds, so it's a cannon, so it's a lot heavier firepower than the Pelicans gun, but it's still really, it's just really awesome, obviously. I mean, I just leveled that building pretty quick. So you can imagine, you know, when that gets properly implemented, you know, having some people on the ground, and you just, you know, mission makers will put up that frigate up there overhead, and you'll be able to walk on that eventually. Right now you just clip through it, but there's some stuff designed to use that. You'll be able to walk on there and get in your gun turret and, you know, just start raining down fire support. That's going to be really cool. So we'll talk about that now. We got some more stuff over here. So we got a like a lift arm or something. I'm not really sure what this thing's supposed to be. I don't know if it's just supposed to be like what attaches to the door and lowers these doors down, or what that is. Maybe it just is like intended like lower vehicles, but yeah. This is called the spawn door. I think these are like the bay doors that drop down from the bottom of the frigate with the vehicles on them. And then this up here is part of the interior for the frigate. As you guys can see, it's a little bit buggy, you can see through, but like in here you can see, like from the inside it looks solid. It's just from the outside it looks buggy, and unfortunately, since you do clip right through this, there isn't really much I can show off properly for this. Obviously that big white chunk's not textured or anything. I don't know if there's actually anything inside of there. There was some other props that were added that are just called boxes. I do believe those are tunnels that are designed to make it solid. There is a test mission showing off the frigate, though I haven't seen that myself or used it at all, so I don't know how that works. But that might be something worth checking out if you do get 0.13. As I kind of showed off, there's the frigate. Now, to give you an idea of scale, obviously it looks just massive up there. That thing is about 500 meters up, which is quite far. It's about the size of the Nimitz carrier mod, I understand. So, yeah, it's huge. And I mean, keep in mind, that's one of the smaller ships. I don't think there's any plans to add anything bigger like the Halcyon or the Marathon class, but I mean, still, you really don't need those. Eventually, I mean, like I said, obviously you're going to be able to eventually, walk around inside the frigate. You'll be able to hop in the guns. You'll be able to, like, drop pods from it. It's kind of like a drop pod bay. There is an RC version that's already in testing. They were showing that off. I assume that version still clips through stuff, but yeah, they were showing that off actually on this map. Some guy was on the runway and they did a flyby with this thing. It was just insane, and it'd be really cool to have the effects of like the ground shaking, just hearing the engines overhead. Okay, so that's most of the content added. I did forget to mention one thing, so I'll switch my weapon back really quick here. The Pelican's flight model was changed, but I'm an awful pilot, so I'm not going to show that off. There was a number of other fixes and stuff too. Some issues that people were running into. Like I said, the ODST's visor was a big complaint. There was a couple of bugs with this though. I didn't mention too the vehicles. The longsword and the scorpion tank were added. They were intended to be hidden, but a couple of crafty people found them. They found the file names and they found them inside Zeus. The scorpion tank, like the Falcon's not textured. The turret's not animated or anything, and there's no driver's seat from my understanding. You can still use the turret. The longsword just crashes the game if you try to place it in the editor or anything, so there's no point in really discussing that. Nobody's actually seen the model except for the developers. One bug that has come with this, though, is that the assault rifle without the grenade launcher, regardless of the fire mode, only fires single shot regardless of the fire mode. Obviously, the developers just suggested using the one with the grenade launcher variant. From my understanding, we'll check that right now. Should work fine. Yeah, so the grenade launcher one works fine.
Running low on ammo.
You got... I don't think that was animated before, so that's kind of nice.
Running low on ammo.
Let's see here, what else? I think that covers most of the stuff added in the 0.13 update. The developers have stated that they intend to try and release another hotfix, which will be 0.135. Within 2 to 3 weeks, probably. They expect the latest it'll come out will be the start of next month. Which kind of segues into the next thing. Now, obviously, this is going to be up in the air. If you follow the mod on Reddit or the Bohemian Interactive Studios forums, you guys will know that there's been a lot of drama going on caused by this patch. if you guys are unfamiliar with what's happened, basically, the project lead, Space Navy, released this this patch without the agreement of or support of the full dev team. He had intended to release this to give players something to do a little bit sooner and fix a number of fairly big complaints that players had been having. That caused quite a stir up amongst the dev team for obvious reasons, and ultimately led to a fallout. In regards to the next update, that information was released last night. Earlier today, about 3-4 hours ago, they shut down the Bohemia Interactive forums for the mod, for the thread. They stated that the development team, since the management's changed on it, they'll be starting a new thread. Space Navy says he will no longer allow them to use the Eridanus Insurrection as the title of the mod due to disagreements over how things were going to be continued. Space Navy basically, it was already agreed that he was going to be leaving, but he's, according to him, he stated that they would still be allowed to use the name and stuff as long as they continued to use the subreddit and the Bohemia Interactive forum thread that was already created. And I guess they decided to change that. So as of right now, Space Navy is no longer with the mod. It's unclear if the entire development team besides Space Navy will continue under it and continue to use the assets already created, or if any assets will be removed. So far, at least as of today, the dog who is taking over as the project lead has not posted anything saying otherwise as to what was said last night in regards to them continuing to update the mod and attempting to get a hotfix within a week or two. Or a week or two, 2 or 3 weeks. So right now it's just going to be kind of like one of those things where it's saying to wait and see what happens, but like I said, the Bohemia Interactive forums are gone. It's unclear if they will continue on the subreddit or not, and what models they, or other assets they'll be allowed to continue to use if they'll lose anything at all. Space Navy hasn't made it clear yet whether or not he plans to continue with the mod. He said he needs to speak with a few other members of the dev team, because he said there has been some people who said they would continue to help support him. However, the biggest heavyweights are Dog and Scorch, I would say, as far as development goes, so it's likely that the mod's going to be best supported by them if they choose to continue development.
What's your position?
The sad thing about this all really is the fact that, besides the fact that, of course, it's kind of reduced to a bunch of grown men, shit-slinging at each other and just trash-talking each other, is that they all really want to see this mod supported. They all have the same ideas for the mod. They all kind of want to go down the same path of it, but yeah, it's just kind of being ruined because some people got into a fight over, releasing some other stuff, and then it just led down a path to one thing to another. Ultimately, it's going to be hard to say where the mod's going to go. It's just going to be one of those things where you're going to have to kind of like sit, wait, and see, and hope for the best. Got about another 5 minutes before we hit a half an hour mark, and I figure I'll end it right around there. So let's go in here. We'll go back to the editor really quick, and we will relaunch it. I'll show off a couple things in there too. So, as you guys can see, all the pelicans are the same. A couple new vehicles added. Nothing new added there. I I don't think there was any changes in any of the Marines or Army units, but I could be mistaken. They may have updated the like the auto riflemen and stuff like that to use the new weapons. I haven't actually checked that, but my guess would probably be they haven't. Yeah, nothing really new in any of these. Like I said, the only one that's new is the special ones, which has 3 of the 4 dev armors currently included in there. I would say it's probably safe to assume that when patch 0.135, if that does come out, when it comes out, we'll probably remove a number of items that weren't completed. They are hoping to try and get the texture and stuff done for the Falcon to include that in the full release, or the hotfix. Ammo is pretty much the same. Like I said, Mako drone. I do believe they included a new backpack, but I don't remember which one that is, besides the radio pack. The insurrectionists have an anti-air Warthog 2. So yeah, this is all in here. Like I said, these boxes right here, if you have the mod downloaded, from my understanding, they're supposed to be the interior to the final Dawn. This stuff all here was already included except for the spawn door. And the test box, I can't remember what that is. That might have been that big white thing, actually. I think I spawned that in too. Let me check. Yeah, that's gotta be what that big white box is the test box. Yeah, I mean, beyond that, though, that pretty much covers everything. So we'll hop back in and I'll just show off really quick the 2 new Warthogs.
Contact! Running low on ammo. I need ammo.
So yeah, and that wasn't even me trying to fire as fast as I possibly could. So as you guys can see, it fires pretty quick. You know, it's fairly devastating. I mean, those rockets, obviously, they were doing some damage. Yeah, so this one's, you know, it's got the tow missile, so... And then that reloads, and then you have another 3 before you run out.
Running low on ammo. I need ammo.
So yeah, we'll wrap it up here, guys. I appreciate you guys all taking the time to watch the video, and if you watched this far, I really do appreciate that. Let me know what you guys think of the new update, though. What you think of the current situation with the mod, and what you guys would like to see in regards to, I guess, the solution to the current predicament the mod faces. Other than that, though, thanks for tuning in. You guys have a good one.